Alright, so I just wanted to show you a couple of things. I'm not going to touch anything or change anything. I'll let you do it just so you know. Don't abbreviate department anywhere in the report. So I noticed that you did it, and that's fine because I didn't tell you that. When the report actually gets read out by the automatic fancy woman is what I call her anyways. I think she's British. She reads it out and she doesn't quite understand that. So you have to just put department and then same with where you have phone numbers and everything like that. Make sure it says Lawrenceburg Police Department. The other thing that I noticed on I think the other reports as well is just when you type in times, just make sure it reads H space AM or that kind of thing. Just make sure there's a space between there and there. And then I believe everything else is perfect. That one I was talking about. These are everything else is amazing. I'll show you real quick how to do this. So if you have more than one picture, alright. So add media, find your two pictures. Guess it doesn't really matter if you only put one picture in here, but you have like multiple pictures to put into your WordPress. Sometimes that happens. Just choose the main picture that's on your GIMP image as your first image. So what you'll do is make it so that you can grab both squares. So for me, it's I hold down Shift, you grab both of them, and what you're gonna do is this picture will be the first one. So you name it. This will be Joshua Bachelor number 1. And this will be Joshua Bachelor number 2. And if you have 5 pictures, it goes all the way up. You know what I mean? Now I typed in number 5. Number 2. Okay. Once you have the ones you wanted check marked, you come up here and hit Create Gallery. And then this will come up again. Make sure that they're still clicked on. And hit Create a New Gallery. Then these will come up. If your pictures aren't in order right here, it should 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way across. If they're not, you can move them back and forth, move one over here, whatever. But these ones are right, so leave it like that. And then on this side, you're going to link to media file. This is going to change depending on how many pictures you have. So if you have, I guess basically it goes up to, if you have 3 pictures, you'd use 3. If you have 2, you would use 2. If you had 4 pictures across here, you would pick 2 so that it puts 2 pictures on the top and 2 pictures underneath. It's kind of funny, but you just want it to be balanced all the way across. So in this case, we're going to choose 2 because there's only 2 pictures. Otherwise, they would go one under the other picture, like it did when you added it in normally. So if you had 6 pictures, you would choose 3 columns and so on and so forth. This, don't click on that. Size is full size, and thumbnail grid, it just stays as thumbnail grid. Then you say Insert Gallery, and then you get 2 nice big pictures, and they won't always be the same size. That's fine, doesn't matter, just as long as they're straight across the top of the picture. So if you want to, you can just if you want to do it yourself and try it, all you have to do is click on the 2 pictures and hit remove, and then just put when it deletes, it'll more than likely leave a little space there or an enter, and you can just add media. So this one's the next thing I wanted to do though is the GIMP image. So I don't know why yours that looks like that, because when I look at mine, like it doesn't. Hold on a second. Where is it? There. And now that I see it on your side, it looks very, very similar. So this is up to you. I also don't mind it close together. So do it however you think looks best, and it won't bother me either way. The other thing that I also noticed, and it's funny because the first image that I made as well, for Photoshop, I did the same thing. And Jody was like, "Why does the top of your poster look so bare?" And it's because I took out the whole line of text here and started typing. You need to make sure that it says notice for Lawrenceburg, just like this. No colon or anything in there, just notice for space. And I thought that was so funny because when I looked, I was like, damn, something looks bare. And I was like, oh, she did exactly what I did the first time. So yeah, type it out and get notice for in there, and just make sure it should be fine for size, but you can go in and say this is too big or something. It just doesn't fit. Sometimes you might have notice for this place and this place, and it gets giant. You basically can just make the font a little bit smaller so it'll fit inside. And I don't think it'll happen in this case, but you never know. These pictures look unreal. Amazing job. I looked at that and I was like, hey, that looks better than any of my attempts. So that's perfect. These look great. And every time you make a poster, they don't always have to be at the same angle, so you can change it up a little bit. But yeah, that looks great. Just fix that. New Jersey. This one there's no space right there between 2:30 and a.m. That's it. So yeah, basically, all you have to do is put a space there. And also, there was also one thing in here when I was reading it. She followed a man from the bar to his car to supposedly look at a picture. That sentence just doesn't sound right. Look at a picture. But that's really all. The rest is amazing. This one. First this there. Apartment. Pretty much certain you'll be good to go after this. There's just things that you'll do because every single report's different, and you might not have done something that isn't exactly the way that I wanted already because it hasn't happened yet. So department. Other than that, everything else is perfect. I think that is everything that I had to. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you. That's a lie. I wanted to show you. First of all, I'm gonna go and try and share into that's not what I wanted. Share onto a page, because there's a reason why I don't do it often, because it's kind of annoying. It's one extra step, but however, if that page is a big page, it's worth the time. So I'm just gonna go and see if anything magically appears when I try and share something. Just want to make sure we're on the same page. So what you were trying to do was share into Missing Hearts or Our Missing Hearts, whichever one it was. Yeah, because it doesn't drop down, right? Even though you're in a group, it's not a group, it's a page. So what I do is I'm gonna grab. Oh yeah, I want to save this. So this picture's saved. Almost hit publish there. See, you have to be really careful. I still make a decent amount of mistakes. It's super easy once you get the hang of it, and you get, I don't know, I get cocky or something, and I'll catch a mistake after, and I'm like, what was I doing? But it's just because I was going a little bit too fast initially. Okay, so I'm gonna go find that one that you posted. This one. So what I do is I grab the permalink, copy the link address. Can't remember which group I'm in. So I want to see something. There's also this other page. I want to see if it says the same thing when you try and post it. They're all different. This one says write something. Write something on this page. Write something. So I would assume this one says it's a status. I don't know. This is what I do anyways. I click on there and then I paste in that link. That in turn brings up the actual port itself. And then you can go, I don't know if these are spaces or not. Please help spread the word. Blah, 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 blah. And then you can go in and type your intros. He's been missing since. And then also, if you haven't started, I think you've shared at least a few times, what I always say, hold on, I'll grab it here. This is basically just what I do. Like I said though, you have to be careful. You can only post this 4 or 5 times, and then you have to change it up, and it's annoying. So this is what I use. This part I find to be super important, in that this way you can actually get more likes on your page. So when you, every single time you do this, at Indiana, and then click on it. That's going to tag your division. And then once you fill all this in, then you can use it a few times, 5 times or whatever. Copy it all, copy the whole thing you want. Oh my god, why is it doing that? And then you can continue posting it. However, when you post it in again, it's just going to say int again a missing report. So every single time that you copy and paste it, you have to make sure that you tag in your division. Otherwise, there's yeah, and sometimes it doesn't always come up, and sometimes you literally have to type out the whole thing. For a lot of mine, I almost have to type out the whole thing. What's this? Somebody's trying to like steal our page or something? Anyways. So yeah, that's how I post into onto pages. And then at least there's still, the report is in there, they can click on it, they can share it. As far as I'm concerned, it should work fine. Try it and see what happens. If I was trying to find a page that had that side thing. What happens is there's like a little, like a box over here, and you can paste or put in whatever you want. Say so and so is missing. However, it only shows up for certain people at certain times, and nobody even really checks it. It's like it's not that anybody doesn't check it. It's just like on our page, it's over here. To be honest, one doesn't even come up. It usually comes up on this side. See, what did I tell you? Just don't even try it, because it's half the time it's not even there. Anyways, try posting on pages like that. I can't really think of another way to do it. That's the only way I've ever shared on a page. You could, don't just go in there and like put in a photo and put in just the picture of the image you made. That doesn't work. You have to make sure that it has a link with it and everything. So just grab your link from your report that you made, paste it in, and put in your intro, and that should be fine. That should be. I posted in a page in a long time. I feel like that's all I needed to answer, but I'm gonna go back to the conversation. This, I don't think that, I think this font, it looks, why do I keep clicking on that? No, this font looks good too. If you were wondering, like if you were questioning, like this looks fine. Notice 4 goes up there. GIMP though, it's really frustrating because it'll change the fonts and it'll change the colors, and if you don't know, ask like that, because you don't, that looks right to me. Okay, so this guy. Okay, so here's the actual police post. I'm not sure if you had just seen the New Jersey Lost and Missing one or not, but okay. So It's on Lost and Missing. It's on NewJersey.com, and it's right there. So what I would do is I would go into this, go look at this, and see if he's still missing, because they don't always update the original post. But they'll make another post like 4 months later and say they're found. But this one, you know what I mean? So just check into that and see if he's still missing. But you're right. It's hard because a lot of the ones you find, you question them and you're like, is this, is he still missing? Why is there only one news article? In the case of like Canada, there are no news articles. They don't write about missing people in the news. You rarely hear about it, and when you do, they're almost always like behind, and they post people up as missing when they're already found. And I gained about like 90 followers in a day because of one of our news stations mess ups, and I called them out. And so everyone's like, "Wow, this page is great." We were good. Yeah. So yeah, the things that need to change in all of them. It's literally all the same little things. Go ahead and make your images for those ones. If they look exactly the same as that one does, just make sure it always says I'm glad that I'm not the only one that did that. That just makes me happy. Yeah, just make sure all your info is there. If for some reason, like, Jody's name was, I'm literally gonna do it, Saskatchewan. We don't want it to be over top of the picture. So you can make it smaller. Sometimes even like in that case I would do that. But however, if it was Jody Stapler, this is 2 last names. You just want to make, if they have 2 last names, you gotta respect it. So you can move it over a little bit just so it's not right on top of everything. Now it's right on top of this line, which doesn't make me happy. But just know that you can always tweak the sizes of the fonts. You can tweak the size of this. You can also go in there and make it say missing. There's also, I had to do it. I didn't even know I could do it. You can go into that and say missing teens and change it so there's, if you have 2 teens, you can change that. But yeah, you can change it any of the sizes. You can also change these little pink words. Don't ask me how to do it right now, but you can pretty much change anything, and always feel free to, because otherwise the posters come out and they just don't look the greatest because they're not exactly balanced. I like everything balanced. I think I've said that like a few times this video. Yeah, if there's any questions, ask me. Amazing job. I'm so excited to have Indiana going, and New Jersey has been a disaster. I hired somebody to do it in February, and they just kind of like, people are very unreliable, and when I find somebody that's willing to work with me and willing to give their all and do their best at it, I am right there with you. There's a lot of people that'll just all of a sudden fall off the face of the earth for a month or 2, and I'll have 20 reports sitting, that are, up, but they're already found and there's nobody to do it, right? So it's like, it's very hard to find reliable people that are willing to do this. So thank you so much, and like I said, amazing radio interview. That was great. I really enjoyed that. So thank you for letting me know that you did that. That was awesome. But yeah, have a good trip to New Jersey. I'm gonna have a great weekend off. I'm so excited to be off. I don't even know. But yeah, thank you.